Just one moment here. Looks like we have a few questions coming in. Okay, I'll definitely get those to those at the end of today's training webinar. Okay, great. First thing is first, when getting started, let's go ahead and just review that entire process for setting up your free Prime Agent site. So we're going to start by hovering our cursor over PAS, stands for Prime Agent Site, within the top navigation menu. And then the very first step is selecting Enable Prime Agent Sites. And so all you have to do, if you don't see this prompt below, is turn yes to on, and you can set your Prime Agent site up as a subdomain connected to your regular Prime Seller Leads domain or as its own unique domain name. And the cool thing is all you have to do is if you want to connect a unique URL to your Prime Agent site, so say if yours is Las Vegas Sellers and you were John Doe Realtor and you wanted your website to be johndoerealtor.com, then you can set it up specifically that way. So in order to do that, you'll have to point your domain's name servers to ns3.ivortexmedia.com and ns4.ivortexmedia.com. Specifically, if you're only setting it up through a unique domain name. If you just want to go ahead and add a subdomain, then you can just choose whatever subdomain you want here. So if you want it to be about your company, you can and it's a subdomain, then you can say our company right here. And then your URL to send to people, put on your business card, add to your email signature is ourcompany.lasvegassellers.com or whatever your Prime Seller Leads domain name is. So now if you're going with the alternate route, again, say with a unique domain name, so you go ahead, connect those name servers to our system here. And then from here, you just add that domain name in this section, so whatever it may be. I would just copy, paste it, put it right here. And then once you're all set, we just go ahead and click that green save icon. Perfect, and that's the very first step. And so if we wanted to check that, we just go to our unique domain name or our subdomain that we connected for our Prime Agent site. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's our company.lasvegassellers.com. So if we go to that right now, this one might not be set up because it's our demonstration site, but let's go ahead and take a look at that. There we go. So this is how yours will appear when it's not customized yet. That's okay. We're going to go through those steps right now, take a look how to customize all of the information associated with your Prime Agent site. So this by default is how it will appear, but let's go ahead and go back to the back end section in order to control those settings. So again, we're going to go to PAS in order for controlling all of those settings. The next tab, if you have any Facebook, any Google AdWords, any, tracking codes that you'd like to add to your Prime Agent site to keep track of website conversions if you're driving any PPC traffic to those sites, then we go ahead and click right on Agent Tracking Codes. In this area, this is where you go ahead and add those specific analytic codes to your Prime Agent site if you want to keep track of those website conversions or any other insights that you're actively trying to track. See another question coming in here. Okay, just got your question there, Amy. I'll definitely circle back around to that at the end of today's training webinar. Okay, great. So moving on through that, after tracking codes, you also have the ability for custom property settings. So we can select right on this section. And this is where we go ahead and add your specific listing inventory. So if you're going to be promoting your Prime Agent site, have the link on your business cards, flyers, anywhere else, or promoting it online, you can also have your listing inventory on there as well. So if you want to add that custom property, you just click the green plus button, add custom property. You enter the MLS number and save. And this is where you go ahead and customize all of the property information associated with, your listing inventory for that specific listing. So a lot of information on here, but once you're all set with it, you just click Save Custom Property. You can even upload as many images as you want. And then that custom property is added to the front end of your Prime Agent sites. If you want to go ahead and edit any one of those custom properties a part of your listing inventory, you go ahead and just select the edit pencil and it takes you right back to the page and area we were just in. Okay, so moving on through there, we're going to take a look at some of these other settings. Now, as far as customizing the front end of your website and some of those features, just the basics of it, the design, everything else, we're going to select Set Page Content. And so you'll notice it looks a little bit like the front end of your website, just a few more tools to edit. And so what we're going to go ahead and take a look at is all of these different point and click tools to edit this information. So by clicking on that edit icon right next to the tab, it takes you to the navigation menu settings separate from the set page content area. Very easy. You can drop and drag the order of the tabs within that navigation menu, which would be right here. So it'd be changing the order of those, or for those navigation menu settings, changing how they say, how they appear, whatever else. In addition to those specific navigation menu settings, by clicking on the edit pencil of any of the current ones that are available, you can go ahead and change, the destination URL. However, what populates when you type out the title of this new specific navigation link is the best practices for SEO associated with that. So I would probably leave this alone in this section, but then this way you can go ahead and have it whatever you want to be the title of it for it specifically. New window just means when somebody clicks on this link, so if they click on search for homes, if you want it, the web browser and that page to open on a new tab in a new window. So that's what that means. Honestly, for site navigation and best practices, what I would go ahead and recommend is clicking, having them stay right on this page, not opening a new tab to confuse anything. Along with that, you can completely delete the current ones we have as far as the navigation menu, but you can also go ahead and click the green plus button in the top right corner to add a new menu selection. Okay, so good question here coming from Norma. So Norma was asking, are buyers able to search the whole MLS from this site? So that's a great question. And right now, only if you have a website through REW are we able to integrate with your local IDX feed that you already have access to. Now, specifically related to that as well, Norma, that's what our Prime Buyer Leads product is for. And so with Prime Buyer Leads, what happens is we only have a few markets, actually a good portion of markets, mainly the biggest ones out there, available right now. But if you want to get set up with that, that's a completely different program. So typically for that, when it comes to go ahead and integrating with, an IDX feed from your local MLS board in order to have a buyer themed website where people can search for homes, we'll have to go ahead and apply. And sometimes there's a fee for the agent, and then there's also a fee for us as a web vendor. So that's why we can't include it for free with Prime Seller Leads, just because there's so many other fees associated with it, and it's a completely different system. So for Prime Buyer Leads and having that information there, our program is significantly cheaper than any other program out there. It's $129 a month. Typically, most buyer sites go anywhere from $1,000, and I've seen the most expensive ones go up to $10,000 specifically for buyer sites. So that's why we don't incorporate it with it right now, there, Norma. I'm not positive. I do see you just responded with your market. I'd have to go ahead and check up on that if that was available, but we do not include IDX feed access or your MLS board access, anything else like that with your Prime Agent site. We are working on in the future, if you do have our Prime Buyer Leads product, that IDX feed can go ahead and sync with your Prime Agent site. So that's one of the features we'll be coming out with soon. If you already have an REW site, then it'll sync immediately with our Prime Agent site as well. Okay, so Amy was just asking in regards to, I believe, the navigation menu. What if you delete a page and decide you want to add it back later? So that's a good question. What happens if you delete it right now? It's just permanently gone with the system. So it sounds like that would be a great feature, to say if you could just click like a button and have it disable it for now temporarily, which we always love hearing suggestions like this. Again, it's a completely brand new system for us, so we always love hearing suggestions about that. But for right now, if you do delete it there, Amy, then we can go ahead and take care of that. Well, we can go ahead and it will completely delete it. So that's how it's currently programmed to function. Okay, yeah, just got your message there, Norma. I'll have a sales representative reach out to you and get the process started for Prime Buyer Leads for you as well. Okay, thanks for that message there. Okay, so moving back on to our other tab here for customizing the content of your website, anywhere you see this company logo, anything else like that, you can actually click here, choose the image file, and then from there, upload your company logo specifically to that section or completely remove it if you don't want to have it there. You do have some custom image options, original height width, custom height width, or custom height width with resample. So a few options for that if you want to customize, the size and how it appears on your website as far as the logo itself. And now the company, these photos in the background are actually in different areas of your website just because what happens is the formatting for that's a little bit different. So we're going to walk through that in just a few moments. Additionally, you can go ahead and edit and click this edit pencil to open a new tab in your web browser. And from there, remove those current audio files or upload and add the specific audio files you've been featured on. If it's a podcast, if it was a radio show, if it was a radio commercial, anything else like that, you can go ahead and add this right to this section. Again, very easy to edit and delete as well. But going back to the set page content section of your Prime Agent site, you can also, wherever you see text on the site, anywhere that it says text, so we're not going to cover every text spot, but you get the idea. You'll see a box that highlights around it, point and click, and you can go ahead and customize any of the wording as well. So with this area, you just click on this section, and that's what our clients are saying. You can change the font color, background color, font size, the font style, and if you want it bold or not as well. Additionally, this search box, this is for your IDX feed. So if you currently aren't a part of Prime Buyer Leads or have an REW site that we can integrate with for your IDX feed to search for homes on this site, then I would just click this red X icon to remove it. You'll notice, though, that you can still sort of see it in the background. So if you want to add it in the future, you just click the plus icon again, and it's just that simple. It loads right back up in this section. Additionally, in this area, all of the media and content of the media is controlled in different areas. But going on through this, this is where you can go ahead and delete and remove. This would be the featured property section, would be specifically for your current listing inventory. So if we select that box, you can go ahead and adjust the property slider settings. And so that would just be your specific information as far as the MLS, city, from their code. And this is to get that MLS feed if you currently have it through REW or anything else at the moment. Now from here, going on through this, oh, yep, just got your message. You're welcome there, Norma. So going on through this again, any point click change, you can change any of this information whatsoever. Colors, all of that completely at your disposal to customize your site how you want it to appear. So additionally, this by default, doesn't look that pretty right now because it's in the set page content section, but this is for your Prime Seller Leads widget. So how the widget works, if we go back to Gary Ashton's site here, here's Gary's widget for his Prime Seller Leads site. So any of the traffic that comes through to GaryAshton.com, if it's SEO traffic, natural organic traffic that shows up to the site, or if it's any PPC traffic or people just coming from seeing the address on your business card, flyers, anywhere else, as they scroll through here, this is marketed to them in the sense, people that want to sell their home. How much is your Nashville area home or condo worth? Enter your address below to see the value of your home. So if you notice, it kind of looks a lot like your Prime Seller Leads website. They can go ahead and start typing their address, select it from the drop-down list and hit enter, and then it instantly takes them to step 2 of Gary's Prime Seller Leads website. So that's how you can go ahead and capture seller leads through your specific Prime agent site. A very cool feature. I highly suggest you turn that on and get it started with your site as well. So going back to the regular settings of the ones that we were working on, you can also customize the footer navigation menu, the footer logo, add your specific social media links, and then by clicking on any one of these icons, you add the specific link for Twitter, Facebook, or Google. Right now, these are the only ones we have at the moment. We do plan on, adding maybe some more in the future. But you just add the specific destination URL for your profile page on any one of these social media sites. And then when a user clicks on them, it instantly takes them to that as well. Great. So, taking a look at all of this information, let me just go ahead. Any of these site snippets right here, this just populates information about you or your website to your leads. So, by copying and paste this site URL, it just goes ahead and it'll put ourcompany.lasvegassellers.com or whatever your URL specifically is for your prime agent site. Other than that, that's basically it for setting the page content specifically for your prime agent site. So just going to go back to admin right now with this section and sort of get rid of all this, the links here. Okay, and let's take a look at some of those other settings associated with your prime agent site. So this is where you also manage, after the set page content section, manage internal pages, the property listing page meta settings. So that's going to be for the on-site SEO factors associated with your property listings page, and same thing for your property search result page for your current listing inventory. So if we take a look at that and click on the meta settings, this is where you can go ahead and customize this information. However, we highly suggest not touching this unless you are just an SEO guru and are showing up #1 for the SEO work you did on your websites. I wouldn't touch it because right now this is set up for the best practices associated with on-site SEO. And any expert out there knows that any of those on-site SEO factors really only represent about 5% of a good, strong SEO campaign. And same thing for the property search result meta settings as well. Same information right there. Along with those prime agent site, taking a look at the manage internal pages as well. This is where we go ahead and manage those internal. When we clicked on that edit pencil link, these are the navigation menus that you can choose from, edit. And on top of that, this is where we go ahead and edit the content on those pages. So once they click on that link, which again, say we go ahead and click on home or about us, by clicking on about us, it takes us to this specific page. That you can go ahead and completely customize, like right here as well. So going back to those settings, by clicking on the edit pencil, you edit the exact settings associated with setting it up as far as the URL, everything else like that. And then to edit the content, we click on this little blue marker icon with that page logo. And so that takes you to the specific set page content area for that new one. So you can go ahead, click on this area and customize any of this information on the site as well. I'm just going to go ahead and click back to admin though. Just remember to click the green save page button when editing that information. Okay. Oh, yeah. So a message here from John. How incredibly overwhelming. I completely understand there, John. There's a lot of information here, but I mean, the good news is, hey, at least your subscription price didn't jump up. It's we're happy to provide this for free, and it's really based on. I mean, if you call our customer support team, what we really like to do is see what you're looking for, and from there we can point you into the right direction of what features will work best. So never feel like you're left high and dry and there's a bunch of great technology that's sort of difficult to digest at first. Feel free, use this as a resource. We're here to make sure you have success with this system. So yeah, please reach out to us. We're happy to sit down with you, take a look at things, and make sure that we point you in the right directions for what features are going to work for your immediate situation. Okay, so moving on through these prime agent site settings here, though, going to take a look. This is where you customize, if you remember, those banner photos and banner settings. So if you want to have your own custom banners, it is a little bit different. Now, what I recommend, because these ones have to be exact. Right now it's not the friendliest editor to go ahead and just play around. The system doesn't resize any of these photos for you. Unless you're pretty sound with your foundation in Photoshop, then I would, probably go with one of our packages. If you want our team, we have an awesome graphic design team here that did all the design for all of really Gary Ashton's sites as well, this one included. So we did all this custom graphic work, everything else, got his logo, had to pop out just like that right there. So if you want that, those packages start at $199. and we're happy to go ahead and take care of that for you. So if you want our team and our graphics, and it's just a one-time charge, it's not like $199 a month for all this crazy graphics. If you want our team, to go ahead and help you with that and put in a custom graphics order, very easy for us to do. Let me know in the question box, and we can go ahead and have a representative contact you today to get that process started. Okay, perfect. So this is how you customize that information, but again, you'll have to have the exact image files ready to go for this area. Again, you can also choose, once you have that all set up in this area, though, the banner settings, where you can go ahead and customize if you want your head to be on the left, your head to be on the right. You don't have to have your image in there, anything else like that. And then also how it's going to appear for the different banner styles as well. So that's something our graphic design team is really good at. And it would be a frustrating process if you're not that sound with having and creating custom graphics, doing it on your own. We do like the ability for you to edit, though, if you do have, that skill set. If not, let us know, and we're happy to point you again in the right direction. So moving on through some of these other settings, we do have a lot of other information to cover. Are those homepage settings as far as the media associated with your Prime agent site. So those are going to be for testimonials, those audio files, and videos. So pretty self-explanatory in those areas, not going to cover them one-on-one, but if you have any of that information, this is where you add, the custom links for videos for testimonials, upload your audio files or your other videos in general. Okay, so moving on through this, we do have, the agent header menu, footer graphics, main navigation menu, those news icons, and the right navigation menu. So for the right main footer menu and agent header menu, those are all pretty self-explanatory. It's this drag and drop one that we covered earlier, so you're able to customize those. It's very familiar and easy to use. The only thing we'll cover in this section that we haven't so far are the news icons. So that's right here. And so these were all the news icons. If yours one isn't here, maybe you've been featured on a local, a local version or a local featured show that's a part of these networks, and you want to put that on there, you can always add a news icon right here. Choose the title for it. Order is going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how it shows up in the list, which one first. The URL link specifically for that, if you want it to go to that destination URL, if you want to open it in a new window, and to show the icon. But this is where the area you also add that custom icon as well, if you want to add something that maybe it's not here that you've been featured on as far as a news source. So if you want to change any of these, though, it's awesome with this drag and drop editor. You can change how it appears just by clicking and dragging the order of it. And you can completely delete them if you don't want them on there as well. Completely up to you how you want to go ahead and set that information up. Okay, yeah, I just got your message there, Justin. I'll have a person reach out to you after today's webinar here, and we'll get that whole process started for you and provide you that information. Okay, yeah, so moving on through this as well, these are our Prime agent sites right here. And so that's really it. I mean, I say that like it's easy, 1, 2, 3, it's any new piece of technology, any new system, program, software program you may be using, there's always going to be a learning curve. If you're a computer programmer or if you've never even turned on a computer, always a learning curve for those. Please keep in mind, though, again, like John was talking about there, how it's a little bit overwhelming at first. That's why we have a customer support team. We're happy to point you in the right direction for the features that'll matter most to you. Now, moving on through this, we're going to take a look at these custom landing pages. So it seems this is actually one of my favorite features as well. These landing pages are great for those niche marketing efforts. And let's go ahead and show you an example of that right now. So let's just go ahead. Here's the URL destination point. So let's see how it looks right now. Probably not too much information on there right now. But if we go ahead and paste this in a new tab, we can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Oh, looks like that's not set up. It was just a test. It might have been going through the system, but let's go ahead and set one up right now. So to show you what I'm talking about, in order to get started, we're going to click the green plus icon, the add landing page button in the top right corner. We're going to choose a title for this. So right now, I'm just going to create a test one, but here we go, test. And you'll notice that for the page URL, this automatically populates. Now, specifically for the URL, very important right here, here, in order for these specific landing pages to work, it has to be .html. So these are great, for online lead generation in that sense. Say if you're driving traffic to one of these, specific squeeze pages, then you can copy and paste that URL. It's not going to be, sort of this glamorous luxury URL that you have for this landing page, but since it's an internal landing page with the system automatically creates the best SEO optimized version of that URL as well in order for it to function correctly. Now, if I remember going back, I believe it was Amy. So all those settings that we were talking about earlier, Amy, with Prime Agent Site, that's actually, it works for your landing pages. So that's the status icon if you want it to be active or inactive. So if you don't want it to be live on your website for your landing page, you can turn this to be inactive, or active if you want it to show up live. Additionally, you can always go ahead and customize the on-site SEO factors associated with your website. So that's going to be the page meta title, page meta keywords, page meta description, and the custom meta tag as well. So the meta title is the first title that shows up in search results. Meta keywords is really no longer a factor for on-site SEO. I believe Bing and Yahoo still include it with some of their metrics. But yeah, Google really does not even include keyword page meta keywords into their search results, their algorithm for that anymore. Meta description is going to be the description right below the title on search results for like Google search, whatever other search engine you may be using. And custom meta tag, what's going to appear on this tag right at the top of the web browser tab in your URL box there. So once you're all set with this and created this side of the landing page, we click the green Save Page button, and then this list will refresh in the landing pages area. But the next step, though, we have to add content and customize that content for that landing page. So here's the test one we created, and you can delete it with that red X icon, but we're just going to select this blue marker icon with that white page behind it in order to add that information. So here's one of my favorite features. It's awesome so far what's been going on with it. So you'll notice, there's nothing here. But this is where we can go ahead and add, CMS, contact form, or landing page. So for right now, and watch this is happen right before your eyes, you click and drag this, and we throw it right in this box, and there's our first step for the landing page. From here, we click to choose a theme for that landing page. So here's our current 6 different themes we have available. And in the future, we're going to be adding more and more and more and more for you to choose from. So always love to provide that extra value here at Prime Seller Leads. So let's say we want to get started first with this custom one in the top left-hand corner. We just click right on it. And from there, it's just taking a second. Oh, I might have clicked off of it. My mistake.
May I ask your first name?
Oh, now this is our demonstration site. So the developers are always working in here. So let me see if I can get another one to work here real quick. Oh, actually, I just got an update here from someone else in the office. They just said right now they're uploading this to everyone's system. So that's why we're not able to see it right now. But what happens, though, let's just take a preview of how that works. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, so for when we connect a landing page, you'll see this is what will populate. It'll be a whole page that looks like one of these themes. And so just like our point and click editor, what happens is you point, click, change, and save that information. So the reason why we're not able to access it right now, we're uploading a ton more themes and taking care of that for you as well. So, but you can see though, you can use it for any niche marketing effort. It's just another squeeze page you can add, and it's really cool. It's any niche sort of marketing effort related to the real estate industry that you're trying to accomplish with some sort of marketing goal. So you can go ahead and use any of these themes. We're also going to be providing you more in the future as well. But another great new feature here at Prime Seller Leads as well. Okay, so, unfortunately, we can't go through that right now. We are uploading it. But again, that's, extra value at no cost added to your current subscription here at Prime Seller Leads. All right, so that actually, covers it for today's training webinar for Prime Agent Sites and our landing pages. So I believe we had a few questions coming through. Let's take a look. Okay, some not related to what we covered here today, so that's what I'd like to cover at the end here. And again, any questions that you have about what we discussed so far as your prime agent site, getting started with that, your landing pages, anything else like that, or just your regular subscription in general, let me know, and I'm happy to answer those right now. So right now, going back to Amy's question at the very beginning there, where can you manually manage the theme settings for your prime seller lead? It's not just changing the theme, but rather the text, font, and color. Okay, good question there, Amy, because it is in two areas. So the first area, settings, and then homepage theme are for the different themes for the search boxes we have available. And then actually it's in CMS, which stands for Content Management System. It just means the content on your website you're able to manage. So we select the set page content icon right here and under CMS. And actually, I am still in seller leads. Here, let me just get back to that. Or I mean, a prime agent sites, not seller leads. So let me just log back into the admin here real quick. There we go. Okay, so CMS and set page content, and then it takes you to almost what looks like your the front end of your Prime Seller Leads website there, Amy. And so as far as text, anything else like that, you click right on the text box you want to edit. You can go ahead and customize that in the text field right here. Change the font color, background color, font size, font style as well. We only have 11 different font styles to choose from, just because these are the 11 that are approved through Google in order to show up in search results. So there's that. And then once you're all set with that, you just click the save icon and it's live instantly on your website, which is really cool. From here, if you could click on background settings, in the background settings area, this is where we go ahead and upload any of your custom wallpaper photos. You can also set Google Street View for your background, which is really cool. And also, add those photos and customize them. So there's that. And you can also customize step 2, step 3, and step 4, which would be the branding on the market analysis report itself for your Prime Seller Leads website. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Okay, so that really looks like it's it as far as the questions that we go ahead and have had so far about the system. So yeah, I just want to thank you everyone for attending here today. We really appreciate you spending the time to train further and understand all of the great features that you have available with your Prime Seller Lead subscription. So again, looks like I'm getting a calendar reminder. Sorry, let me just get rid of that real quick here. So yeah, we just want to thank you. And again, for all of our newest agents out there, maybe today definitely wasn't the best webinar for you specifically. I would recommend coming back to next Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, we have Back to the Basics here at Prime Seller Leads, all of just understanding the system from a very basic standpoint to, housekeeping as far as how to set it up and get the right settings started, and then even tips and tricks for staying organized within your CRM. So I would highly recommend that one for Tuesday. That's again at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can register for any of those up and coming webinars at pslwebinar.com. So every Thursday, though, here at Prime Seller Leads, we always cover something new like we are today, all the brand new features that we just launched. Very excited about this. It's really been one of our biggest updates that come through to the system that really has provided the most value to our agents other than our automated marketing plans that we have in place. So always cover something new on Thursday. You can join us next Thursday. We'll announce the schedule on our Facebook group, let everyone else know in that mastermind group. And from there, you can register for any one of this month's up and coming webinars for May right on pslwebinar.com. So we really thank you everyone for coming out here today. If you have any questions after this, feel free to reach our customer support team. Like a few other agents were saying here earlier in today's webinar, wow, this is, a lot to digest. So that's why our support team is here to help. It's not just a matter of saying, here how this feature works. We're here happy to listen to you and point you in the right direction based on your immediate situation and what you're looking to accomplish online. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us. We have live chat that's right into the back of your website. You can chat with a representative any times between 9:30 a.m. all the way up until midnight on the East Coast here. Which is going to be with that little button right here. You can chat with us. You can also reach us at our work email accounts, on our Facebook group, with our our work Facebook account. And then from there, you can also call us toll free. And if you want to do that after this webinar, you're more than welcome to. The number is 888-485-4234. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming out here today. Really appreciate you training on the system. Any questions after this, feel free to reach out to us at customer support. Okay. Have an awesome day.